Hi there. A few days ago, I was talking to a young guy who was burning for success, and he asked me a question. He said, Boomy, what would you say are the character traits a great leader needs to develop? And I thought about it for a while. I said, okay, let me give you these three. And these are the three character traits that I believe any great leader, anyone who wants to be great, needs to have. Number one is you need to lead yourself. Let me tell you something. If you cannot lead yourself, then you are not capable of leading others. What does lead yourself mean? Well, it means doing and being the best you can most of the time. I was going to say all the time, but nobody is perfect, okay? I know that sometimes you're not. So it's doing the best you can most of the time, following your own values, having a set of principles that you live by and you follow them even when nobody is looking. I'll tell you something. I went to the US a few years ago and I remember staying in this hotel room and I ordered this burger, and this burger was so fat. You know, if you go to America, it's not that they eat. I was going to say they eat well, but they eat a lot. That's probably a better word for it. But okay, Americans eat well and they eat a lot. Now, this burger was really thick. And I finished that burger and I thought, you know what? I could have two more of this and nobody would know. I could watch what I wanted on TV and nobody would know because I'm miles and miles away from home. But because of my own principles, I just didn't do it. I thought, no, that's enough burger for one day. So you're not eating anymore. And that's that. Because I had to follow my own principles. If you're not following your own principles, then you're not going to be a great leader, because one day what you do in secret is going to come out in the open. So lead yourself, set your own goals and pursue them. Let people see that you are being and doing your best most of the time. That's number one. The second thing that I believe every great leader needs to be or do is to be accountable. Oh my goodness. I cannot tell you how important this is, because the higher you go in leadership, the less accountable you need to be. That's just the reality of it. People take it for granted that you don't have to be accountable. But I'm telling you, if you are not accountable to what you are doing, one day you're going to drop. That's why you find businesses that collapse, because they're no longer accountable to their shareholders. They're not accountable to their communities. They're not accountable to anyone. If you are not accountable to people you are leading, then you're not a great leader. A great leader is accountable not only to those above him, is accountable to three levels of people. Those above him or her, those who are colleagues, and those who are lower than her, if I can use that word. Those who are lower than her, than him or her. You've got to be accountable to those above you, those who are colleagues, and those below you. If you are not, you're going to get in trouble. And I'm telling you that being accountable is one of the greatest securities that any leader can have. If you're accountable to people, they know what you're doing. I'm not talking about you have to open every area of your life, but no, you got to let people see you though. You got to let people see what you're doing. You got to be accountable to those you are leading so that they have that sense of security about you. Okay, number three, who do you need to be? You need to be vulnerable. Wow, this is a big one. You need to be vulnerable. You need to let people around you know that there are certain things you don't know. Don't try to be that like you know everything about everything about everything, and nobody can teach you anything because you are just up there and you don't need anyone to teach you anything. You know what? That's not going to get you far. I learned recently that Tim Cook, who took over as CEO of Apple, has more or less taken Apple from the dimension that Steve Jobs left it to a tremendous amount of increase in the price of their shares. You know what? Look at Microsoft. Satya Nadella has taken Microsoft far beyond Bill Gates took it. The point is, those leaders knew that they had others who could do a better job in that respect. And they can go on and do something else. It doesn't mean that they were no good. They've done their bit. Sometimes as a person, you've done your bit now, you need somebody else to come along and take what you have been working on to the next level. That's who you need to be. And you can only be like that if you're vulnerable, if you're willing to be vulnerable, if you're willing to let people know, I don't know everything. I really believe that when a leader leads him or herself, when a leader is accountable, and when a leader is vulnerable to those they're leading, I think those three traits will make you sooner or later a great leader to follow. All right. My name is Boomy Tokan. If you like this content, then do subscribe to the channel. Yeah, do subscribe to the channel so that you can receive more content like this. Thank you so much, and God bless you. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.